1. Blog Talk Radio.
Hey there, Detroit sports fanatics. I'm Taylor Phillips, and welcome to yet another edition of Taylor's Detroit Sports Show on Blog Talk Radio. You can call in at 646-478-4837. That number again is 646-478-4837. If anybody has any questions, comments, or opinions on anything Detroit sports, we're going to cover the Tigers, Michigan State basketball, the Lions, and U of M sports. First off, great to have Ed Smith on the show again. How you doing, Ed?
Doing fine, Taylor. How about yourself this evening?
I'm doing really good. Had a good arm workout and Zumba class at the gym earlier today. Then I got my sister's husband a birthday present, a PlayStation gift card.
Oh, very nice.
Yep, today's his birthday.
As a game freak myself, I find that, as a game freak myself, I find that to be an excellent gift choice. So well done.
Thank you. Yep, my sister even gave me a small blueberry pancake and left Cody the big pancakes. Cody's his name.
All right, nice one.
Well,
for myself, I was able to make a couple of do great precisions. I was able to land myself on the threshold of getting another job down here. So that's great chance to help pay the bills and have some spare change in my pocket. But enough about us and our boring lives. Let's get to what our viewers and audiences tune in for, and that's to hear some sports.
Let's do it.
Taylor, shall we?
Yep. Tigers start a 3-game series earlier tonight against the Minnesota Twins, who were a game behind the Tigers for second place in the American League Central Division going into this game tonight. Let's check out what happened. Starting in the bottom of the fourth, J.D. Martinez hits a home run the other way on a line drive to right field off of Kyle Gibson. And then at the top of the eighth, Danny Santana hits an RBI. Danny Santana hits a leadoff triple, or a one-out triple rather. And then Santana hits a triple, and then Torrey Hunter drives him home with a sacrifice fly. Yep. And then Anthony Gose had a shot to get him, but his throw was like 10 feet off to the left, and that allowed Santana to score. And that tied the game at 1. Tigers had a runner on third for James McCann, and he almost singled in the game-winning run, but he lined out to right and we were headed to the top of the 10th inning once again, and Angel Nesbitt came. Yep, Angel Nesbitt. Right, Angel Nesbitt pitched again in the top of the 10th, and only allowed one base runner on first, and he managed to strand him without allowing a run. And so we went to the bottom of the 10th, and there was with one out, Anthony Gose went the other way to left center field with a double, and then Ian Kinsler hit a soft, elevated line drive to right center field to drive Anthony Gose home from second. Anthony Gose read it easily, and that was the game-winning RBI single walk-off style. Tigers still not generating much offense, but they got it done tonight. Angel Nesbitt gets his first major league win of his career. Alfredo Simon and Kyle Gibson in yet another pitcher's duel for the Tigers, and Alfredo Simon left the game after after allowing a single by Maurer, which followed the Torrey Hunter sac fly, and Osmus decided to pull him and put in Jabba Chamberlain, and Jabba Chamberlain on a 1-2 pitch actually fanned Trevor Plouffe. Just when we thought Jabba Chamberlain was going to allow yet more base runners and more runs to help the Twins get the lead, get their first lead of the game, Jabba Chamberlain obviously got it done.
Well, kudos to Jabba. He found a way to redeem himself, at least for that one, for his unbearable meltdown last week in Chicago. So kudos to Jabba on that one.
Yep, and then Joaquin Soria pitched yet another 1-2-3 inning, yet got a no decision. He didn't get a win or loss or a save because it was tied at 1 going into the top of the 9th. It still could have been a 1-0 win in regulation if Alfredo Simon didn't give a triple by Danny Santana. He pitched great, but a mistake that Danny Santana took advantage of it. He almost hit that ball out in right center field. That hit the top of the wall, and that almost carried out into the first row. It was like, oh man, 2 or 3 inches short.
Well, that's the benefit of a ballpark like America Park. Granted, it has been quite advantageous to pitchers in the most recent years in terms of my view, but on that occasion, it helped the Tigers out greatly. As for Simon, what can I say? I believe you called this last night, Taylor, that more than likely it was going to be a pitcher's duel, and well, you were right on the money. It lived up to your hypothesis. Simon pitched very well, even with the earned run that he gave up. He did what he had to do to keep us in the game long enough to win it. And at the end of the day, that's all you can ask for your starting pitcher. Soria, once again, proving how magical he is. And you would hope he keeps it up as long as possible. You don't want to see him get overused, though, in any situation, especially in non-state situations. But when you got a bullpen like this, you understand why Osmus feels the need to go to him when the game is tight, and going into the late innings. Osmus, despite the moronic, volcanic, dunder-headed mistakes that he made on Sunday night, he didn't make any drastic mistakes tonight that would have caused me to blow in the gasket. Yeah. So I consider that a plus for him, just by mere fact he didn't goof up as usual. J.D. Martinez.
Yeah, his solo home run. That's all he came up with.
At least just a little bit.
Yeah. So, maybe he's progressing, maybe he's not. We never know. Yeah, he went 1 for 4 tonight with his home run. He struck out once. He had 223. Miguel Cabrera and Victor Martinez went 0 for 7 combined. Cabrera drew a walk, but he struck out once. They both left 5 men on base. They continue to scuffle really badly. It seems like it's been too long for Miggy and Victor to get out of their terrible slump. And I mean that's just terrible. They can't. Our best hitters can't have terrible slumps like this for that long. That just can't happen.
Absolutely true. For Cabrera, I'm more surprised though by Martinez than by Cabrera, because Cabrera I've seen in a couple of recent years, especially after 2012, where sometimes after April, like going into that May, maybe June period, he lulls a little bit. He still gives you some hits, singles, but the power goes down. But once we get close to All-Star break, and then obviously the second half, he ramps back up, for the MVP form. So I'm thinking this was just yet another per the course thing for Cabrera. But Martinez, I'm very disappointed in and very curious about. I hope it's not health related, even though his decreasing stat line.
It's not health related. It's not health related.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well, I hope so. I hope so.
Oh, you hope it is?
No, not. I guess you can say that because I'm trying to find what Kinsler Weissman made that so poorly. Because remember, this is the runner-up to the AL MVP last year, and he's starting off like this to begin the season.
Man, you got to be kidding me. They've got to be kidding us.
Yeah, no, at his age, Brenda, he's no spring chicken anymore. He's come over his own school injuries. So I wouldn't be quite surprised saying he's maybe withholding on an injury that might be hampering his performance. You never know. I'm just throwing it out as a possibility. You never quite know. But I would hope it's not the case, and that he's just on his own, whatever reason, his own slump that he will find a way to get out of. But I think that suffice it to say, it didn't wind up costing us the game tonight because you got your other players chipping in, not as known, but still providing enough clutch plays, I should say, to help you win. Like for instance, by McCann. No, he didn't get that RBI single in the eighth. He more than made up for it in the 10th, but that strikeout throw him out, to help in the top of the 10th, which set up the game-winning bottom of the 10th with Ghost and Kinsler. So that's those type of games that Tigers gonna have to win. You can't always depend on your big players, your big name guys. Yeah, you always will love for them to help contribute mightily and help you win games, but sometimes you just have to depend on your other guys, and we saw that tonight.
And Ghost and Kinsler finished 4 for 9 combined, 2 for 4 for Ghost, 2 for 5 for Kinsler, and Jose Iglesias returned to the lineup tonight as we expected. He went 1 for 3, now batting .349. The entire offense just apparently just couldn't produce. Nick Castellanos went 1 for 3. Andrew Romine took third base and didn't bat. Rajay Davis pinch hit for Castellanos. He didn't produce anything. Hernan Perez played third base defensively. He didn't get to bat. McCann went 0 for 4, obviously. Now batting .268. But he gunned down a runner trying to steal second on a strike him out, throw him out double play. Yeah.
That's an indicator,
McCann's taking charge when Avila is on the DL. McCann's
Absolutely. I don't know if it's directly on purpose or not, but I guess he's just making the most of the extended playing time he's got. I'm sure part of him is saying, hey, you know what? Let me take this opportunity though to make a big name for myself, big chance for myself, so that even when Avila gets back, there should be very little to even doubt who should be getting the most reps, or not reps, but the most starts at catcher as the season plays out. No matter what matchup you face, either lefties or righties, McCann is trying to prove himself that, hey, I want to be a starting catcher for this team for the foreseeable future.
Avila's injury was accidental, but McCann's performance overall, which was great, was purposeful, and McCann just continues to get his bat going, even though he had a bad night tonight. Again, as I mentioned, 0 for 4, struck out twice. Yeah, that's very rough tonight. Left 3 men on base, just like Victor did. Yeah, but McCann is a very great rookie, in my opinion. He can throw out runners trying to steal second, and he can hit the ball, and he can run too on the base paths.
Right, which is not something you usually see in a catcher. So McCann's definitely got that for him, and the fact
Exactly.
I'd rather be that than some.
Avila gets hurt a lot.
About it.
Avila gets hurt a lot.
Sometimes and sometimes that's not by his own doing, but right due to the position he's playing, right, taking all those unintended foul balls, but still, the way Avila keeps has been getting roughed up continuously the past few years, makes me wonder, is there a backup plan in the motion in the event that Avila can't quite completely continue? So that's why you got McCann up here. You will hope to make the most of them.
Okay, Kyle Lobstein will take on Ricky Nolasco tomorrow night. Ricky Nolasco is struggling with a 9 flat ERA. Lobstein has like a 3 ERA. Nolasco has had 3 starts. He's 2-1. Lobstein a 3 flat ERA. His last outing was his last outing. He only gave up 1 run over 7 2/3 innings, and got the 4-1 win over the White Sox at U.S. Cellular Field. Made 2 appearances against the Twins last year, giving up 9 runs over 10 1/3 innings for a 7.84 ERA. Kenneth Vargas is a definite mismatch for Lobstein. Vargas went 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs, a whopping 4 RBIs, and Nolasco was 1-1 with a 4.43 ERA and 4 career starts against the Tigers, 2 no decisions. Ian Kinsler 6 for 14 against him, and Victor Martinez 5 for 11 against him. He has struck out, but Nolasco has struck out former Marlins teammate Miguel Cabrera 5 times in 10 at bats. So I guess we can expect Cabrera to continue to struggle, especially against Nolasco tonight. This preview article from Rhett Bollinger from MLB.com.
That will look to be the case, but when you compare what other guys such as Kinsler have done off of small and nice opposing pitcher, and the fact that he has been not at a very productive year in terms of his ERA would be an indicator. This would seem like a very winnable game, but it's one of those cases where the Tigers, sometimes you can follow up a good win with a clunker or a stinker of a performance against a guy you're supposed to go off on, and then you end up losing a game that you shouldn't have losing to begin with. So, winnable game for sure. I'm not going to say it's a lock. So we'll see what happens then. By the way, since we're on the subject of we were discussing in terms of players being injured, coming back from injury, and even subject of Kyle Lobstein, I think we can use that to segue into a Justin Verlander update. What do you say?
Yeah, Justin Verlander pitched 20. It was 20. Then I heard it was 25, and Jeff Jones said he was very pleased. He told John Morosi of Fox Sports, and that's a hell of a good sign for Justin Verlander to be throwing very well once again. Verlander could be expected to pitch, make a start again sometime soon, and we expect Verlander to do well too.
Definitely expected. I wouldn't say demand that he do well, considering the contract that we gave him a couple of years back. But it's definitely expected when you know that aside from David Price, your starting rotation isn't quite that dominant looking as it has in years past. Doug Fister's now gone. Max Scherzer's now gone.
Porcello is gone.
Sometimes you get great.
Porcello's gone.
You get a great start. Sometimes you get a great start. Right. So now you need your other guys like Verlander to, 1, get healthy, and 2, stay healthy, and 3, help take the workload off Price and help make you as good of a contender as possible, because you're always going to need good pitching, good to great pitching to get the division title or championships. So you hope. So that's great to hear how Verlander's positive bullpen outing went today. You hope for more reports positive reports like this in the next coming days and weeks. And if you start sooner than expected, that's wonderful. If not, but I would rather just stay the course, continue the program, the blood program as you have it scheduled. Don't rush anything. And so that way, when you have Verlander back, you have full and ready to go 100% JV.
Yeah, and speaking of great pitching, Shane Green, last Sunday night, Alfredo Simon tonight, Kyle Lobstein last Thursday, but those were the other three starting pitchers I can come up with that actually did well their last times on the mound. Anibal Sanchez just keeps getting roughed up, but maybe the Tigers could send Anibal Sanchez down to Toledo and keep Lobstein up with Verlander, Simon, Green, and David Price. David Price, yeah, that's right. David Price was the other one. David Price gave up 4 runs. He did like average, not terrible, not great either. But I still think David Price is still a great pitcher. I would go.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's what you got left.
Yep. Okay. We got other topics to touch on. We got about 8 minutes to go. Why don't I just run down all the topics at once? Caleb Swanigan decommitted from the Michigan State Spartans men's basketball team, and head coach Tom Izzo whooped that trick towel, showing support for a couple of former Spartans in the NBA, playing in the NBA playoffs, Warriors and Grizzlies, like for example Draymond Green. Plus the Lions signed veteran wide receiver Lance Moore, a 2016 guard named T.S. Battle, has committed to the Michigan Wolverines men's basketball team, who has added 2015 forward Brent Hibbets, and the U of M football program has dismissed wide receiver Dennis Norfleet. I have a couple more MSU football updates here. The Spartans have landed 3-star wide receiver Austin Andrews over Wisconsin and Indiana and others for the 2016 season. That's next year. And they also landed 3-star ATH, whatever that stands for, Yona Morris over Kentucky, Pitt, and others for next season. That is MSU's second commit today. What does ATH stand for, first of all?
I would say athlete, or some way to represent the term athlete, so it is not tied down to one specific position, et cetera, et cetera. You can play any position you would want to. That's what I guess.
Either
one fully delved into recruiting ranks or outlines or outlooks, that sort of thing. Sometimes I'll just base it into stars and highlight tapes and good sounding parts. But I think kid's got a good future. I don't really delve much on the ATH thing, but
yep, it stands for athlete.
He's more athletic. Yep, athletic.
Yep.
He can perform just about any position that he can do. MSU, were you saying something, Tyler?
Oh, nothing. Go ahead. You got like 5.5 minutes left, so I'm gonna.
Yep. Okay, so MSU, basketball thing, I try to not take too much consideration into basketball commissions and decommissions. After all, U of M recently had Max Bielfeldt decommit, so I'm not going to say it's a make or break move, but I'm sure it's one Izzo definitely wouldn't want to see. But I don't think it's nothing that a smart fan should get too excited about. I mean, you just came off of a peak tournament run, right? Then you make the Final Four or the Elite Eight, right, before you lost against Duke. So I believe it was the Final Four, right, before they got knocked off by Duke, the eventual national champion, by the way. So I think that's nothing to get too concerned about over a civil decommission, decommitting from a now former player. As for Izzo's towel, apparently he the movie Hustle and Flow, or is a fan of Terrence Howard in general. So considering that Terrence used that line recently in the hit show Empire, so maybe he likes that. But I get the overall underlying tone of it. Right, he's trying to support former players, right, that he took from coach that are now making strides in the pros, in the playoffs. So good for him on that. U of M, great to see that they got a greatly rated scouted recruit in Pius Battle, and the crew that even after a down year that they had in 2014-15, John Beeline could still pull in the great recruits. Good for him. Hope for the best with the blue. It was amazing, blue, rather. For the football team, it was a bit surprising to see, definitely, the news of Dennis Buckley's dismissal. He's been with the team since 2012 when he started as a true freshman, known for his skills out of the return of the special teams game, returning kicks and punts, and also doing wacky cool dances right before the kickoff. So I've heard read some reports rather saying that it was due to a disagreement or a series of disagreements with Coach Jim Harbaugh. We have yet to see. We got to wait to see if those details will emerge, if ever. Disappointing for sure to see, because I thought Norfleet with his speed and his talent.
Dennis Norfleet loves Brady Hoke, I guess. Dennis Norfleet loves Brady Hoke, I guess. I wildly guess.
Maybe he was still holding on that allegiance to Hoke, even though, right, he probably didn't like what system that Harbaugh was trying to implement. I don't know for sure, but disappointing to see his state U of M now considered over. Hope for the best for him, though, because I think he's a talented player that can go places. Just to make sure, if the right team picks him up, he can be a great weapon. What else is on the place? We ain't got much time left.
Lions signed veteran wide receiver Lance Moore. He used to play for the Saints and then the Steelers.
Okay, Lance Moore. I think he had a bit of a career year a couple years ago in 2012. He had over 1,000 yards receiving, something like that.
Wowzers.
Hasn't made much noise in terms of that since then. But I guess the Lions did this as wide receiver depth, so that you would probably give another option, because folks, defense is always going to try to do their best to stop Calvin Johnson. And of course, seeing what Golden Tate did last year, now defense is going to try to work where they can to stop him as well. So the Lions are figuring, I guess, let's get another wideout, I guess a somewhat dependable one, that even if they try to focus too much on either and or Golden Tate and Calvin Johnson, you still have another option with Lance Moore. But the thing is, hopefully with that's the case, you just, with one of those guys getting so much attention, that'll leave room for
90 seconds.
Tate or Calvin or vice versa. I think it's a nice addition, so we'll see how it goes for them.
And they also have their offensive line, except they still need a right tackle. But yeah, Lance Moore does fill in a void to join Megatron and Tate. The Lions have a team of wide receivers pretty much now,
60 seconds.
and with a more stout offensive line and a bigger and a wider team of wide receivers, Matthew Stafford can help the offense do most of the work, at giving their defense a chance to shut down the game.
Well, I've now said that I'm at the point where there should be no excuses now to Matthew Stafford. You have enough weapons with both your wide receivers and even your running backs. Now you're getting a better replenishing on your offensive line, one that is a stigma that has dogged you for years. Now it's up to you. You're the franchise quarterback that retired the number one overall. You're the guy that would give this big contract extension a couple years back. Now it's time for you to step up and help lead this team to the promised land. Whatever, shut up, Matt.
Yep, 7 seconds. Thank you very much.
10 seconds.
Good night.
Yep.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.